ask that you take all your equipment with you as you move lanes. And observe the one pair courtesy rule. This means be ready when it is your turn to bowl. This will help prevent slow play. Spectators, no plastic powder is allowed during the tournament competition. And again, only athletes are allowed in the bowler's area. As soon as the scores are verified, I will announce our top 3 amateurs who will compete tonight at 7:30 to see who will be the next U.S. Amateur champion. All right, now let's give these athletes a great big round of applause as they begin their final round of tournament competition. Athletes, when your arrows are up, you may again turn to play. Good luck.
Good morning and welcome back to Bowl TV for the 5th and final round of qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and U.S. Amateur Championships taking place at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC. Big thanks to everyone for joining us today and throughout the week. Today is going to be an exciting day. The final round of women's qualifying. Follow that up, the final round for the men. After that, we'll know our automatic berths onto Team USA and Junior Team USA, as well as our Team USA champions. And then at 10:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, the stepladder finals of the U.S. Amateur Championships, which will be followed immediately by the announcement of Team USA and Junior Team USA in 2017. So a full day here on Bowl TV. We're looking forward to spending most, if not all of it, with you. Right now, this is game 1 of 6, so these competitors have already put in 24 games this week over the course of the past 4 days. They have earned ranking points based off of their finish each day, trying to keep that total as low as possible. And they've competed on 4 different World Bowling oil patterns, and this is going to be a 5th today. The 39-foot sole condition, 25.1 milliliters is the volume. We're using the Kegel Curve oil. The lane assignment's a little bit different today than what we've seen in the past. These 4 competitors will actually stay together throughout the course of the day instead of matching up with new folks each game, like they did the first 4 days. They are in order of their spot in the rankings through 4 days. So we'll get you all that information and more, but we're starting off the day well. We got some superstars here to kick things off. Some up-and-comers as well. On 53 and 54, that's the pair to your left. We have Kayla Johnson getting ready to step up. Giselle Pass, Shannon Pluhowski, and Megan Kelly. And on 55 and 56 to your right, that's Haley Richard getting ready to step up to the far right of your screen. She's joined by her sister Jordan. She's going to be up on 55 in a moment. Corrine Lieber and Rebecca Gotterbarn. So we'll get you a quick recap of the standings and more in just a few moments. But as we settle in here, it's going to be an awesome day on Bowl TV. Just want to say thank you for your support throughout the week. I appreciate it, as do these competitors. Finally, a big thanks to Logo Infusion and Hager Clothing. You can see them on the masking units up there. For their continued support of the Team USA and Junior Team USA programs. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider here at Team Trials. So we'll get you a recap of the standings in just a moment, but welcome to Bowl TV and the final day. The 2017 USBC Team USA Trials. Heading into the fifth and final round, our opening round leader, Sydney Brummett, moved back into the overall lead with 26 points after a great performance yesterday, averaging 259 her last 4 games to take the daily lead. And as well as the overall with 26 points, she's 1 point ahead of Kelly Kulik, who's been right around the top all week. Kelly with 27 points. Missy Parkin sits in third with 37 points. Erin McCarthy and Shannon O'Keefe tied with 41 points apiece. Stephanie Zavala in sixth, 43. Brianna Cote, 49 points. Julia Bond, 52. Stephanie Schwartz, 56. And Josie Ernest and Danielle McEwen are tied for 10th with 67 total points. If this is your first time joining this week, the way the total points work is there's been 4 days of competition so far. Each day a 6-game block on one of these world bowling patterns. We started with Los Angeles at 35 feet, Athens at 40 in day 2. The longest was day 3, 45 feet in Rome, and yesterday was 44 feet Tokyo. And the competitors try to get as many pins as they can for those 6 games. And then they get a point based off of their final position in the standings. So, as we mentioned, Sydney Brummett was first yesterday, so she received 1 point. Shannon O'Keefe was second, so she received 2 points for the day. And then it's an accumulation of all those points put together. That gets you to that total. So, as we mentioned, Sydney leading with 26 points. So her four overall totals add up to that. The goal, obviously, this week, first and foremost, is to earn a spot on Team USA or Junior Team USA based off of your eligibility for a particular division. And the top 4 in the standings will earn automatic spots on Team USA. Be on both the men's and the women's side. So we'll know at least 4 members of Team USA, as well as 4 members of Junior Team USA, after this block concludes. When it's all said and done, though, there'll be 12 members on both the Team USA and Junior Team USA by the end of the day for 2017. There's a few ways players can earn those spots. For the adult team, where I mentioned the 4 automatic spots by finishing in the top 4 in the standings. A minimum of 2 will be selected by the National Selection Committee based on performance this week. Maximum of 5 will be selected off of submitted resumes. You have to qualify to turn in a resume. You have to have been a Team USA member or Junior Team USA member in the past 10 years. Top 25 in PBA earnings on the men's side in the 2016 season, or top 25 in points in the 2016 PWBA season on the women's. The final spot will go to the U.S. Amateur Champion. Once again, that'll be tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern here on Bowl TV. The champion will earn a spot on Team USA if they haven't done so already. If they have won a spot, it will go to the next highest person in the overall Team Trials rankings. So a lot could be riding on the line. On the women's side, heading in, Sydney Brummett is the top seed at the moment for the U.S. Amateur. Stephanie Zavala and Julia Bond are the top 3 heading into today. If you want to take a look at the standings and where I'm getting all this from, bowl.com/Team USA Trials. There's also a link in the description below the video. Here on Bowl TV. And if you go to those standings, you'll see a few different classifications. So for clarification, if you see someone that has pro next to their name, that means they are a professional. They can only make Team USA this week. If they have an AM next to their name, it stands for amateur. That means they're too old for the junior team, but they can still make the adult team as well as the U.S. amateur. If the player has a Y next to their name, that means a youth player. They're eligible for the junior team. They can make the adult team as well, and the U.S. amateur. And finally, a few players have JR next to their name. That stands for Junior Team USA. Which means they've already earned a spot on the team in 2017 based off their performance at the 2016 Junior Gold Championships. 6 players have already done that in both the boys and the girls side, so the final 2 spots after the 4 automatic for the junior team will come from the National Selection Committee. Now the 44-foot condition getting out of the gate strong here. On 39 feet. You mentioned the top 4 spots for the overall standings. That's for the adult team. For the junior team, at the moment, Sydney Brummett already has earned a spot on Junior Team USA. So the top 4 youth players at the moment heading into this round: Stephanie Zavala, Stephanie Schwartz, Brianna Klemmer, and Laura Branch. So Rebecca Gotterbarn is actually the first youth player out of the automatic cut, followed by Lauren Pate and Jessica Malott and Hope Gramley. So there's going to be a lot of craziness going on today, but luckily we'll get to see the end of it right here on Bowl TV if the schedule works out the way it's supposed to. We'll have the top 8 players heading into today right here on Bowl TV. This is actually starting off with let's see, Kayla Johnson, Giselle Posh, Shampluhowski, and Megan Kelly are in spots 13 through 16 overall, respectively. Jordan Richard, Haley Richard, Rebecca Gotterbarn, and Corrine Lieber, 21 through 24. So all the top competitors should be on our feature pairs by the end of the day. Should be exciting. And an exciting break there for Rebecca, crossing over to make it 8 in a row. We've seen 2 perfect games on the women's side this week. Missy Parkin to start off round 2 on her way to a phenomenal 2-day performance, leading the second and third round. The third round, she averaged nearly 261. She threw a lot of X's that day. Shampluhowski tripping the 3. Here's Rebecca looking to make it 9 in a row. Collegiate competitor at Adelphi University. And the late trip of the 10. So, folks, we're kicking off the day in style. Front 9, Rebecca Gotterbarn. Going to look to connect for the third perfect game of the week on the women's side. Actually, all 4 players on 55 and 56 collegiate players. Corrine Lieber at Grand Canyon University, and Haley and Jordan Richard at Arkansas State. Haley and Jordan also part of Junior Team USA in 2016. So be sure to get on social media. Let folks know. Bowl TV is the place to be. Got a front 9 to kick things off already. Once again, Rebecca, the first player out of the youth standings for an automatic spot on the team. Talk about a great way to start the day, get some momentum. Be sure to subscribe to Bowl TV when you get a chance. Feel free to give us a thumbs up there below the video if you like what you're seeing. And of course, a lot of excitement on social media throughout the week. The Sport Bowl and USBC page at USBC on Twitter. Jason Thomas has been running around like a crazy man, getting all this great video content. So Megan Kelly mixes him up, can get to 226. That first game went very quick. Shamplowski 233, Kayla Johnson 191. Corrine mixes him up to make it 5 in a row. Can get to 239. Gonna make a ball change here. Get a little bit more information for the rest of the block. Giselle can get to 224. Jordan Richard 216. Well, folks, if you want to see how to attack the 39-foot sole condition, all of our competitors doing that fairly well here in the opener. Definitely a great guideline to apply to your game. Some different styles, different rev rates. Folks finding a way to get to the pocket and deliver some strikes. One of the unique setups here with team trials going into the last game, or going into the last day, I should say, is that for the players leading, they can have shutout situations. They know exactly what they need to do to guarantee a win at team trials. For Sydney Brummett, just 1 point ahead of Kelly Kulik. So if she were to lead again today, or finish second and Kelly didn't finish first, she could automatically earn a spot. Of course, there's going to be a lot of fluctuating, and that's going to be the fun part when we get to the final game. But right now, 10th frame, Rebecca Gotterbarn. Working on 9 in a row. Has gone Brooklyn on this lane. Makes the right adjustment, though. Great shot. If you weren't awake on this Sunday morning, you are now. Rebecca Gotterbarn, front 10. Haley Richard is going to be in the 220s with some good count here. Looks like she's going to try something else as well on the fill ball. See if Rebecca can make it 11 in a row. It's going to have a chance. Mixes him up. Front 11, Rebecca Gotterbarn. Looking for our third 300 of the week. Final day of team trials, and talk about a start. Haley Richard finishes with a 222. Some nice scores all around on 55 and 56, but here's the moment. Rebecca Gotterbarn out of Garden City, New York, Delphi University representing here. Looking for 300 live on Bowl TV. She's going to give it a chance. Gets it, 300, Rebecca Gotterbarn. Congratulations. Getting out of the gates here in day 5 of Team USA Trials with a perfect game. How about that, folks? Made the right adjustment, made 3 awesome shots. She's already to plus 100, just like that. It's so simple to get to plus 100. Throw 12 strikes. Just like that. Awesome performance, Rebecca Gotterbarn. Kicking things off here on Bowl TV. Just think, folks, we got 5 more games of this. Woo. All right, as we wait for game number 2 of the 6-game block, just a reminder, bowl.com/Team USA Trials. Spot to be for standings, lane assignments, and more. All right, the excitement of game one. Rebecca Gotterbarn of Garden City, New York, delivering all 12 strikes for a 300 game. Congratulations, Rebecca. Great way to kick off our coverage here on the final day of USBC Team USA Trials in 2017. This is game 2 of 6, now featured on our main pairs. Kicking out the 7-10 there was Sarah Willie. Katie Sutphin is up on 54. Also on that pair, Kelly Belzeski and Jessica Wolf. So some great collegiate representation right there. Over on 55 and 56, Jasmine Mason delivering the strike to the far right of your screen. Past junior Team USA member. He's joined by Jessica Malott, Lauren Pate, and Hope Gramley. You can see the plus and minus scores next to players' names on the scoreboard. That's their score either above or below par through one game. Par in bowling is a 200 average, so Kelly Belzeski is minus 17. That means she shot 183 the first game. There's Katie Sutphin is plus 22. She's at plus 22. You want that plus number to get as high as possible. So as we mentioned with Rebecca, plus 100 after one is the most you can have. So that's where you want to be. And Rebecca delivered. Mason unable to get the 10 out there. He's been part of the Junior Team USA contingent for the past 2 years, represented the red, white, and blue at the World Bowling Youth Championships this past summer in Lincoln, Nebraska. Captured a few gold medals along the way. She's actually aged out of the junior team, so competing for a spot on the adult team now. To be eligible for Junior Team USA, a participant must be 20 or younger as of January 1st, 2017. Their status as a USBC adult or youth member does not come into play for that. It is age-based alone, since that's how World Bowling conducts everything. The Team Trials and Junior Team USA program follows the same structure. Lauren Pate delivers a double. So you mentioned a strong collegiate showing on these pairs. Includes 6 out of the 8. Six out of the 8 are collegiate competitors. Jessica Wolf at Wright State, Kelly Belzeski at Nebraska, Sarah Willie and Lauren Pate at McKendree, as well as Jessica Malott and Jasmine Mason at Nebraska. This is game 2 of 6 here in the final round of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur Championships. Some excitement in game 1. You can go back and watch that if you want to scroll the time back a little bit, see the 10th frame and the whole game actually if you'd like, but 10th frame, all the excitement. Rebecca Gotterbarn of Garden City, New York, delivering all 12 to open things up today for a 300 game, the third of the week on the women's side. As we mentioned, looking at the standings coming into today, Rebecca was the first player out in the youth rankings for earning one of those automatic spots on the team, so really can't ask for a bigger start than that. Terrible break for Lauren Pate. Working on 5 in a row. Gets to the 1-3, but has the bedpost standing up. She'll take the 1. So off to a good start after 177 in the opener, looking to get back to plus. We'll have to see how she bounces back in frame 7. Lauren, the Division I NTCA Rookie of the Year in 2016. As we mentioned, a competitor for McHenry University. She has 2 of her teammates along here as well, Sarah Willie and Jessica Malott. The Bearcats very well represented in both fields this week. Women's head coach Shannon O'Keefe is tied for 4th to start today. And the director of bowling for McHenry, Brian O'Keefe, was just named the Junior Team USA coach earlier in the week. So Brian is here in attendance along with Team USA head coach Rod Ross, and as a member of the National Selection Committee, Kim Terrell-Kearney. So as the part of the National Selection Committee, they're going to pick a few of the spots that, based off of performance, for some players that's who fall just short of the automatic spot. That's definitely a trying time. Wondering if they're going to get picked or not. For the youth team, the coaches can go off the performances here as well as at the Junior Gold Championships. Since for the adults, this is the only qualifying event. checking the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. Jason Thomas has gotten the video up of Rebecca Gatterbarn's 10th frame. So if you didn't catch it here live on Bowl TV, or would just like a different angle of it, be sure to check that out. Definitely a fun moment here to kick things off today. It's going to be a lot of great moments throughout. Looks like Rebecca had some family members in attendance as well looking at the video, so get to share that special moment with them too. So once again, that's on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, where you can find that video. A few pairs to our right. Josie Ernest getting off to a strong start. Looks like Julia Bond as well. Bond is getting ready to step up in the 9th, looking to finish out a 290 game. Ernest is through 9. She can shoot 280. No 7-10 that time. Great bounce back shot on the left lane by Lauren Pate. That 7-10 last time up on that lane. All right, we do have standings updated through game number 1. Rebecca Gatterbarn, no surprise there, on top of the standings with 300. Julia Bond, we mentioned, is going to have a chance to shoot 290, shot 277 in the opener. Kayla Hicks is in 3rd, 257. Janet Hill in 4th, 255. Caitlin Keith, 245, along with Jordan Newham. Corinne Lieber, who we had on our feature pair, 239. Kayla Ovesny, 237. And then Shannon Pluhowski and Jasmine Mason rounding out the top 10, tie for 9th at 233. So some big scores out of the gates. .48 players plus, so nearly half the field finding a good look on the fresh here. Nice cover of the 4-9 there for Hope Gramley to stay clean here. Trying to do some quick research. Looks like Hope's still in high school. Sure will be a highly sought after recruit, and for the collegiate ranks though, when it becomes that time. Some big games, a few pairs to our right. Lauren Hoffman hoping to go 279 this game. Josie Ernest thinking 280. Both of them have already thrown one strike in the 10th. Kind of makes up for that 7-10 a little bit for Lauren. Tripping twos. Right-hander's best friend. Here's Kelly Belzeski looking for her 8th consecutive strike. And leaves the 10. Good run. Going to be in the 240s. We'll get her back to plus. Lauren Hoffman finishes with 267, so she'll get to plus 70. Looks like Julia Bond has delivered the first 2 strikes in the 10th, so at least 2 80s for her. She's going to make the jump to the low end of the house after this. Josie Ernest is going to be in the 260s. Looks like 269, so she'll be at plus 80 through 2. So some big scores out of the gates here. Nice 245 for Kelly. She'll get to plus 28. So it looks like 567 for 2 for Julia Bond, the 3-time Junior Team USA member and collegiate standout at Nebraska. She had the 3rd and final spot for the U.S. Amateur heading into today. She had already earned a spot on the junior team through junior gold, so just hoping to make the adult team. If she keeps balling like that, there's no way she's giving up that 3rd spot. That's a lot of striking. 567 for 2, Julia Bond. Jessica Malak gets to 207. Lauren Pate's going to have a chance to get to 256 here. Final few shots here of game number 2. Lauren Pate looking to get to 256. Hope Gramley 206. Big story is so far. Julia Bond 567 through 2 games. So game 3 coming up shortly here. Competitors already moving around. So nice 256 to lead the way here on Bowl TV in game 2, Lauren Pate. We'll be ready for game 3 in just a moment. This is the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur Championships. We're coming to you live from Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC. We appreciate the continued support throughout the week as we wrap things up today. But we're going to be here all day, so you're going to get your bowling fix. So it looks like got some playoff games getting ready to start, so we don't mind if you watch both at the same time, but we hope you still have us on Bowl TV. You can even turn the sound off, I don't mind. In fact, it might be better that way. But this is the final round of women's qualifying. Game 3 is 6 for this block. At the end of it all, we will know the automatic berths for Team USA and Junior Team USA, as well as we'll be representing the red, white, and blue at the World Cup in Hermosillo, Mexico in 2017. Michaela Guernsey, Lara Kurt, Brianna Lyon, and Kristen Young already ready for game 3, so we'll let them get started. 55 and 56 looks like they'll be underway in just a moment, so everyone hang tight. Game 3 coming up next here on Bowl TV. We're settling into game number 3. We are introduced to 53 and 54, but one more time. Michaela Guernsey, Lara Kurt, Brianna Lyon, and Kristen Young. There's Kristen up on 54. Running a tad high, leaves the 4-pin. Over on 55 and 56, we have Sage Yamada, Mariana Stever, who's up right now, April McDonald, and Rachel Stragan. So once again, the point totals are going to fluctuate a ton throughout the day. So after one, we had some shake up there in the top few spots. Julia Bond actually moved into the top spot overall. Shannon O'Keefe second, Erin McCarthy third, Sydney Brummett fourth, Danielle McCune fifth, Kelly Kulik and Missy Parkin sixth, Brianna Cote eighth, Shannon Pluhowski ninth, and Stephanie Zavala in 10th. Definitely tough to judge that. We'll have a much clearer picture by the time we get down to games 5 and 6. Game 6 will unfold live here on Bowl TV right in front of us here, 53 through 56 at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center. So we'll have the numbers. We'll see where folks are standing. Be able to make a little bit better guesses when it's all said and done. Last year's final day was something else. The top spot was never much in doubt. Danielle McCune put on a dominating performance last year on her way to her third Team USA Trials title. Trying to figure out those automatics, those final few automatic spots. Might be a little bit tougher today. There's certainly a lot of room to move around in the standings, especially if you had a rough opening game. You can definitely make that back up. For Julia Bond, who's presumably in the lead right now after 2 games, she would have a total of 53 ranking points. So that's as low as she could get if she ended up leading for the day. So now it would be up to everyone else to catch up to her in the standings. Great shot there from Mariana to make it 3 in a row. This is the 39-foot World Bowling sole condition. To address a question in the chat, Sydney and Julia would be on our featured pairs for the final game. The top 8 in the overall standings after round 4 will be here. So Sydney Brummett, Kelly Kulik, Missy Parkin, Erin McCarthy, Shannon O'Keefe, Stephanie Zavala, Brianna Cote, and Julia Bond will be prominently featured right here on Bowl TV. question in the chat: how are lane assignments determined for today? It was based off of your ranking in the overall standings. So throughout the week, competitors, if you've been on the odd lane, you've been moving left. If you've been on an even lane, you've been moving right with different folks each game and each day. But today, the 4s and 5s will move together, and you're bowling with people in a similar spot in the standings as you. you happen to be just tuning in, this is game 3 of 6, final round of women's qualifying at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur. We already had some excitement here on Bowl TV in game 1. Rebecca Gotterbarn of Garden City, New York, connecting on 12 consecutive strikes for a 300. Capture that live here on Bowl TV. You can either go back in time to the first game and see it. She was on lanes 55 and 56. You can also see the 10th frame at a different angle, courtesy of Mr. Jason Thomas on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. Just a few games. We'll have our top competitors throughout the week here on our feature pairs, and we'll have a much clearer picture of who's going to be earning automatic spots on Team USA and Junior Team USA, as well as who's going to take home the title here as Team Trials champion and earn a spot to represent Team USA at the World Cup in 2017. Along with Rebecca's awesome performance in game 1, Julia Bond has been on a roll as well. 277, 290 for her 2-game total. So Jason Thomas will be keeping an eye on that. I don't believe we've had a competitor actually eclipse the 800 mark for the first 3. AJ Chapman might have a few days ago. We can double check that. We posted his score sheet on the official Twitter page of USBC at USBC. AJ had 791 his first 3 2 days ago in round 3. On his way to a 1566 6-game total. That's a 261 average for 6 games. So AJ holding down the last spot on the US Amateur at the moment on the men's side. Jacob Buttriff leading the way so far on the men's side. He needs to finish 13th or better today, and he automatically is guaranteed to be the Team Trials champion. Jacob has been incredibly consistent throughout the first 4 days. I believe all of his 6-game totals in between 1359 and 1380. So it's just been cool, calm, and collected, taking the momentum from an amazing 2016 season, translating that success early here in 2017. Hitting the final frames here in Game 3. Sage Yamada covers up the single pin. She can get to 205. Lara Kurt has put together a nice performance so far here. This is the second year we've seen Lara at team trials. Definitely an up-and-comer in the sport. As that spare tip fell off just at the end, though. She can still shoot 225 this game. Messenger unable to kick out the 7 or the 10 for Rachel there. It's the second 7-10 we've seen at least on that lane. Lauren Pate had one last game, working on 5 in a row. Nice shot from Brianna. Get to 226. Brianna leaves the 10, 215. Now her max total. One shot to go on '55 and '56. Mariana looking to get, or Marina, excuse me. She gets to 188. Nice 215 from Lara Kurt. Have our competitors ready on 55 and 56. Eric Schneider, Kelsey Anderson, and Casey Eaton. Casey plus 24 through 3 games, leading the way. That'll wrap up at game number 3. Game number 4 coming up next. There'll be just 2 to go after that. Moving quickly here. For the women's final round of Team USA Trials, as well as final qualifying round for the U.S. Amateur Championships. As a reminder, we hope to see you later tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, for the stepladder finals, both the men and the women's. It's going to be exciting. We're going to move cameras around. Jason Thomas is going to do more cool things, I promise. So it'll be a good time. But right now we need to, well, for one, get 54 back up. Looks like mechanics taking care of business already. So big thanks to Sunset Station and their staff this week for all their hard work. So we get ready for game number 4. Big thanks to everyone again for joining us not only today but throughout the week. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. If so, please go ahead, give us a thumbs up below the screen there. Or if not, thumbs down will work too. But would prefer to see the thumbs up. There'll be a recap tonight on bowl.com, and of course, keep an eye on social media, the Sport of Bowling USBC, as well as on Twitter at USBC. For results and more, bowl.com/Team USA Trials. We also have a link in the description below the video, that second paragraph, where it says to follow results and more, visit here. That link right there will take you to the page. You can get all the information you will ever need. So we wait for game 4. Everybody hang tight. Erica Schneider is going to help kick things off here in the second. All right, we're settling into game 4. Erica Schneider, Kelsey Anderson, and Casey Eaton already through 4. I'd like to welcome our bowlers on 53 and 54. We have Dakota Hazelwood, Brigitte Jacobs, Kayla Ovesny, and Danielle August. Great shot there by Anderson. Member of the Stephen F. Austin contingent, along with Dakota Hazelwood. Both of them part of the team that captured a national title at the 2016 NCAA Bowling Championships. As soon as we have an update on standings, we'll be sure to let you know. I'm looking for them as well, so may have to go sneak away for a moment and double check on those, but big thanks to everyone making the Team USA trials go off without minimal hiccups throughout the week. I've already mentioned the great job the staff here at Sunset Station is doing. I'd like to thank Rick Barbera and Rick Cruz of Brunswick helping out with the scoring this week. We have Robin and Chipakee helping out as tournament officials, as well as our high performance Team USA manager, Tennille Milligan. Mentioned my good buddy Jason Thomas as well. He's on site taking care of all the cool social media stuff you're getting to see. Got some folks who have to make some tough decisions in a little bit. Team USA head coach Rod Ross, junior Team USA coach Brian O'Keefe, and as part of the National Selection Committee, Kim Terrell-Kearney. Been here all week watching these competitors over the course of 5 days, 5 different patterns, seeing the shot making, the decision making. And we'll get to know their decisions later tonight, immediately after the USA Amateur Stepladder Finals. We will introduce Team USA and Junior Team USA live on Bowl TV. So don't miss that. Always an exciting moment, an emotional moment. So we'll be ready for that as well. Question from Thomas in the chat. The coaches do select several members of the team, but there are automatic spots gained based off of the standings. So the top 4 on the men's, women's, and boys and girls side automatically qualify for Team USA and Junior Team USA. There's no selection process in that. That is earned if you finish in the top 4. But the National Selection Committee for the adult team can choose a minimum of 2 players to add to the team, along with a maximum of 5 who have submitted resumes. You had to qualify, or have to have a certain qualifier, if you will, to send in a resume. You have to have been a Team USA or Junior Team USA member in the past 10 years. For the men, top 25 in PBA earnings for the 2016 season, and for the women, top 25 in points for the PWBA Tour season in 2016. And then on the youth side, they will select 2 players. So there'll be 2 each from the men's and women's field who still qualify as youth. That is being 20 or younger as of January 1st, 2017. And then 6 spots on the junior team have already been determined through Junior Gold last summer. So hopefully that helps to clarify some of that. All right, new scores up. We now got them up through 3. Drop off for Julia Bond after the awesome start, 277, 290, drops to 165. That puts her in second overall at 732. Shannon Pluhowski leading the way, 766 through 3 games. We had Shannon on Bowl TV to start today, looking for her 17th consecutive spot on the team. Once again, Julia Bond in second, 732. Rebecca Gotterbarn in third, 726. A tie for fourth with Jolie O'Grady and Shannon O'Keefe at 713. Lauren Hoffman in sixth at 707. Corrine Lieber, 684. Josie Ernest, 680. Kayla Hicks, 670. Giselle Pass and Haley Richard tied for 10th at 668. For a few players around the top of the standings entering the day, struggles through 3. Sydney Brummett tied for 47th at 587. Kelly Kulick in 52nd with 583. Missy Parkin was in third. She is currently tied for 36 at 607. So we'll take a look at the overall. It might be Shannon O'Keefe moving into the lead. And it does appear so. At the moment, Shannon O'Keefe currently leading Team USA Trials with 45 points. Erin McCarthy in second, 53. Julia Bond in third, 54. Julia can only move up one more spot. 53 is the lowest total she can have. Stephanie Zavala, 68. And Brianna Cote rounds out the top 5 with 72. Sydney Brummett has dropped to a tie for 6th with Missy Parkin with 73 points. Josie Ernest in 8th at 75. Kelly Kulik in 9th, 79 points. Lauren Hoffman rounds out the top 10 with 83 points at the moment. Of course, there's a lot of fluctuation that can happen. Champ Luhowski, the lowest point total she can have is 85. That currently puts her in 13th. So a lot going on, but Shannon O'Keefe, your new leader. So through 3 games, we'll figure out some other stuff too if it holds true. Right now, the top 4 spots would have automatically earned spots on Team USA. At the moment, it's Shannon O'Keefe, Erin McCarthy, Julia Bond, and Stephanie Zavala. Those are your top 4 at the moment. For the U.S. Amateur, it would be Julia Bond is the number 1 seed. Stephanie Zavala is 2nd. Sydney Brummett 3rd. And that ranking, the first player out would be Lauren Hoffman. For the youth team at the moment, Stephanie Zavala, Stephanie Schwartz, Brianna Clemmer, and Rebecca Gotterbarn are your top 4 in the youth division here on the women's side. So once again, this is all very, very, very undetermined yet, but that's what it looks like through 3. It's up to these players now to hold on to those spots through their final 3 games. Tenth frame underway on 55 and 56. Nice games all around here. Erica Schneider still has 237 out there. Casey Eaton, who's had a nice day so far, plus 24. Looking to add on to that. She can get to 237 as well. Kelsey Anderson, 205 max. And Casey mixes them up to start. Going to be in the 220s at least. Question in the chat about kind of the classification of Julia Bond, and she is not does not fit the criteria for being a professional, so that's why she's in can still compete for the U.S. Amateur Championships. Once again, Julia in a unique position. A few of the players this week have already qualified for the junior team through junior gold back in 2016 in Indianapolis. So for Julia, for Sydney Brummett, and a few others, they're trying to make the adult team and win the U.S. Amateur. Those are the things they're bowling for this week. But there are some classifications as to what's considered a professional for this event. If you've been following the daily recaps on bowl.com, it has the description in there, but since I'm such a nice guy, I will read that to you right now. To be eligible for the U.S. Amateur, a bowler must not hold or have held a professional membership, whether PBA or PWBA, in the preceding year. Also, anyone who has won a professional title, whether it's a regional, national, or senior event, as a professional is not eligible to compete as an amateur here at Team USA Trials. 225, excuse me, for Casey Eaton gets her to plus 49. 233 for Erica Schneider. So she'll get on the right side of plus there as well. Question in the chat, am I from the Vegas area? Nope, just out here to work with Team USA Trials. But we'll be back in the Vegas area for the USBC Open Championship starting about 40 days from now over at the South Point Hotel and Casino. The South Point Bowling Plaza will be the host. foundation frame for game number 4 here on 53 and 54. Ring 10 for Jacobs. Ovesny working on a double, plus 50 through 3 games so far. Nice shot there, mixes them up. Gonna set up the 10th with a chance to get to 210 after a few early splits. Jeremy in the chat is correct. It's more about having a consistent performance day to day than total pinfall. The only time total pinfall really comes into play here is if there ends up being a tie in ranking points for a spot, whether it's a top spot, the 4th spot to make the team, or to break a tie for the U.S. Amateur Stepladder Finals. So as a few of the players have told us throughout the week, it really is 5 individual tournaments all wrapped up into one. One great day can certainly put you in a good spot, but you're going to need to be consistent over the course of all 5 to get one of those automatic spots. Final few shots here. 53 and 54. Dakota Hazelwood will finish up with 186. shot there by Danielle. Hoping to get to 192. Kayla working out 3 in a row. 210 max for her. Have a new video up on the Sport of Bowling USBC, courtesy of Jason Thomas. Catching a few shots of Julia Bond. Maybe just one shot, the final shot of her 290 game. So again, Julia, the hot start, 277, 290. Struggled a little bit in game 3, but still sitting second overall. You can check that out, the Sport of Bowling USBC on Facebook. That'll do it for game 4. Kayla leads the way with 187. Looks like we're going to be taking a short break here, waiting for game 5. As soon as our competitors get here, they'll get start and get going. So hang tight. Game 5 of 6 coming up next here on Bowl TV. This is the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials and US Amateur, taking place at Sunset Station's Strike Zone Bowling Center. I'm Aaron Smith. Big thanks to Logo Infusion and Hager Clothing for their continued support of the Team USA and Junior Team USA programs. And of course, thanks to each and every one of you for joining us throughout the week. We hope to see you later today for the U.S. Amateur Finals, as well as the introduction of Team USA and Junior Team USA 2017. We still got a long day of bowling to get to that, though. So last 2 games here in the women's squad coming up next. Hang tight. We are now into game number 5. Just one to go after this. That'll be the big one. All of our top folks in the standings after 4 rounds will be coming right here to Bowl TV. But right now, over on 53 and 54, we have Jolie O'Grady, who just delivered a strike, along with Kayla Hicks. Kayla getting ready to step up on 53 to the far left of your screen. Caitlin Keith, who will be looking for an early double, and Ashley Galante. Over on 55 and 56, we have Carson Lukosius to clean up the spare. And she does so. Angelica Anthony, Leah Glazer, and Madison Keller. We certainly hope folks get their fill of bowling today. There's some PBA action. USA versus the World on ESPN, 3 p.m. Eastern. So, opportunity to watch a lot of sporting events today. We hope Bowl TV has a spot throughout the day. Of course, realize the U.S. Amateur starting a little bit later for folks on the East Coast, but for everything going on and the importance of how that all wraps up, we certainly hope you'll join us for a little bit. Or you can always check out the archive right here, youtube.com/Bowl TV. Looks like Shannon Pluhowski is at plus 213 now. They're about 4 pairs away from 53 at the moment. Once again, they'll be here for game number 6. So it's kind of, if you're thinking of a more traditional tournament, the whole day is kind of like a big position round here. Final day of team trials. So everyone's kind of lined up with folks bowling with people right around them in the standings. definitely a lot of shakeup in the standings so far today as well. One big game at the end, or one possibly middle of the road game, a rough game. All those things come into play and can definitely alter the player's position in the standings. You can do so much through the first 4 days, but you need to finish the deal here. You want to earn one of those automatic spots, and of course, as we mentioned a few times, take home that top spot. Question in the chat wondering where some bowlers are from. That they're actually all listed in the standings, so you can see where all your favorite players are located at by just searching that. Caitlin Keith, specifically Bloomingdale, Illinois. You can find that information by going to the description below the video. There's a link in the second paragraph. They'll take you to the results page, which has that and much more. We do appreciate everybody tuning in today. Have a shout out to my good buddy John Zucklin, watching with his daughter Carly back home in Northwest Indiana. So thanks for tuning in today. We appreciate the continued support here on Bowl TV. Definitely one of the best weeks of the year for me. I always have enjoyed watching this event as a spectator and been lucky enough the past 2 years to man the booth here at Bowl TV. And can't wait for the excitement later tonight. Ashley Galante with the messenger. Minus 88 through 4 games, but taking the hit there. Updated standings through 4 now. Shampluhowski continues to lead. As we mentioned, plus 213. That's 1,013 overall. 253.25 average. Julie Bond holding on to second place at 948. Shannon O'Keefe in third, 935. Rebecca Gotterbarn, 926. Lauren Hoffman in fifth, 914. Lauren's been having a real great tournament. We'll see if she can make a continued run here. Corrine Lieber, 913 in sixth. Erin McCarthy in seventh at 894. Josie Ernest and Janet Hill tied for eighth, 882. And Caitlin rounds out the top 10 with 879. So we'll take a look at the overalls. Shannon O'Keefe still holding on to the top spot through 4 games, 44 points, 4 ahead of Erin McCarthy, who has a 48. Julia Bond, 54 points. Stephanie Zavala at 60. Cindy Brummett in 5th, the first player out of an automatic bid for Team USA with 71 points. Josie Ernest in 6th, 75. Missy Parkin 7th with 78. Lauren Hoffman and Kelly Kulik tied for 8th, 82. And Brianna Cote rounds out the top 10 with 83 points. So Shannon O'Keefe in 3rd. She can only improve by 2 spots to get the lowest total she can have is 42 points. So that would give Erin McCarthy some room if she's able to make a run in these last 2 games. Julia Bond just about maxed out on points. She can only get to 53. Stephanie Zavala is in tie for 17th at the moment. Missy Parkin is 41st. Cindy Brummett 45th. Kelly Kulik 55th. So they have they can make up a lot of room here with 2 big games at the end. Josie Ernest in 8th, so she can gain a few spots. So that's where the excitement is, folks. Once again for Keith's question, the top 4 spots overall in the standings automatically are on Team USA for 2017. The top spot overall will represent Team USA at the World Cup in 2017, and then in the standings, the top 4 youth members who have not already earned spots on the junior team will get a spot on Junior Team USA. So the top 4 youths at the moment, looks like that hasn't changed. Stephanie Zavala, Stephanie Schwartz, Brianna Klemmer, and Rebecca Gotterbarn. The first player out of the cut is Lauren Pate. She is about 32 points behind Rebecca. Rebecca sitting in the top 5, so she can only gain so many more points. Lauren Pate in 27th, so she would need some help there as well. For the U.S. Amateur at the moment, our top 3 would be Julia Bond, Stephanie Zavala, and Cindy Brummett, with Lauren Hoffman the first player out of the top 3. Once again, those scores through 4. Anything can happen these last 2. Big game, rough game. You never know what's going to happen, but we'll see it unfold live here on Bowl TV just a few moments after we finish Game 5. Game 6, we'll have everybody here for a big party as we figure this thing out. So hopefully you have your number 2 pencils sharpened up there. Notepad, calculator ready, because I'm going to have mine up and running here trying to figure this all out. But right now we're hitting the home stretch of game number 5. Some nice efforts here. Madison Keller looking to make it 4 in a row. That one's going to hold and connects. All right, we're hitting the home stretch here in the 5th game. Madison Keller putting on a show. Thinking 280 to get back to plus 30 here. Nice 227 from Jolie O'Grady. Caitlin Keith can get to 218. Kayla Hicks 205 on the fill ball here. Ashley Galante 221. It's going to be a wacky final game. But we're looking forward to it. I'm bringing in a special guest for the final game. Tuned in last night, Matt Russo, who's sitting second overall in the men's standings. A member of Junior Team USA in 2016 joined us, and we're going to have him on again here for the final game. Going to try and figure all this out. Hopefully Matt brought his calculator today. He's already checking the standings, making sure he has that up and ready to go. So as soon as we get our competitors over here, we'll get going. We've already started the final game, a pair to our right. Kayla Johnson, Giselle Pass, and Sham Pluhowski each starting with 4 in a row. Pluhowski at plus 222 through 5 games. As soon as we have an update through 5, we'll let you know. Updated through 4 so far. But it's going to be exciting here as things wrap up. We're going to figure out who's going to the World Cup, who's making Team USA, Junior Team USA. And then for some folks, the waiting game for the National Selection Committee. There's Sham Pluhowski making it 5 for 5, so they're wasting no time over there. We'll have a few scores in the books. Already. So Madison Keller stealing the show here in game number 5. Going to be in the 260s. Can get to 280 with 2 more strikes. Nice run from Madison there. It's going to be 269 with the conversion. Can get to plus 19. One pair to our left is Stephanie Schwartz, Josie Ernest, Danielle McCune, and Lauren Hoffman. Schwartz at plus 59, Ernest plus 50, McCune plus 46, and Hoffman plus 84. As we mentioned, Sham Pluhowski at plus 222, looking to add on to that. Kayla Johnson plus 113, Giselle Pass plus 69, and Megan Kelly plus 74. Those are the pairs surrounding us. We're all done on our feature pairs. 269, Madison Keller leading the way. She's at plus 19. So we got 1 to go here at the 2017 USBC Team USA Trials, and US Amateur for qualifying for the women. We'll be back with the men's final squad, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 local time here in Henderson, Nevada. And then the US Amateur Stepladder Finals, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, followed immediately by the introduction of Team USA and Junior Team USA in 2017. We're going to do some more introducing right now. Mr. Matt Russo joining us once again on Bowl TV. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing excellent. We've had some great bowling today so far. 300 to kick things off here on Bowl TV. But more importantly,
we have a lot of high scores this morning. A lot of the women making a run here, trying to earn their spots on Junior Team USA and Team USA and for the World Cup.
but most importantly, did you keep your routine going the same?
I
as you
did.
had? Okay.
I went to Starbucks this morning, got my coffee, and came down here, watched the women. I've come down here, ironically, around the same time every morning. So it's been working all week, so we're hoping today it's just as good.
All right, we have the scores up on 53 and 54. Sydney Brummett even, Kelly Kulick +8, Missy Parkin -7, Erin McCarthy +121. So possibly not the scores we expected to see out of those competitors, but that if that does anything, that makes for a chance to make up a lot of space with the big game here to wrap things up.
And it makes it for an even more exciting final round here of qualifying.
That means we have to do more math, though.
More math, more calculators.
So hopefully that major is in some type of mathematics at the moment, because I'm going to need the help at least. So yes, it looks like McCarthy went 227 last game, Kulick 224. So that should help her jump up a few spots. Brummett 201, Parkin 186. So Shannon O'Keefe was leading after 4 in the overall standings. Kayla Johnson and Giselle Poss each with the front 7. Champ Luhowski opened in the 7th frame. So away we go. Final game of qualifying. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Matt Russo. We're going to get to see it all unfold live here on Bowl TV. Thanks everyone for joining. Please share on social media. Let them know that you're watching. Hearing the smooth sounds of Matt Russo. As Missy Parkin kicks things off with a strike. Shannon O'Keefe +158. Julia Bond +140. Brianna Cote +41. Stephanie Zavala +91. Over on 55 and 56.
Giselle is giving her a chance here at the amateur step ladder. She is, I believe, overall 5th or 6th. With a big game here, could move her up into that top 3 for later on tonight.
Yeah, Giselle tied for 13th coming in. Has a few spots to make up there, so definitely one of the cool things about this format, and you'll get to experience that sitting in 2nd place, kind of just getting to watch everyone and keep track. I'm not sure. I know some folks like to just stay in their own game and really not focus on anyone else, and I know we've talked about that. You know, you've been just trying to stick to your own game, stick to the process all week, and I'm sure you're just going to focus one frame at a time.
Yeah. For anybody who knows any of the bowlers from McKendree, Lauren Pate is making a run at Junior Team USA this final block here. She fired 236 the last game and has the front 2 sitting at +72 for the day. And I believe she is in 5th overall for Junior Team USA. So a big game here, and she can secure her spot, giving herself a chance. That's what it's about. The whole week was a lot of people are still keeping themselves in the running, and bid day can give them the week they wanted. So especially with this unique format with the points, you know, if you're sitting pretty low and you bowl a few bid last games and you're still in the contention, that's all it takes.
Very, very true. We're going to have our heads on a swivel here this final game. Some early opens from Cote and O'Keefe.
Giselle has the front 8
with them being so far ahead, we could probably move the cameras over a little bit.
Yeah.
If she's able to connect for number 9. Jason Thomas on the spot already. Hunker down for that 10th frame if we get to it. Julia Bond is slowed down after a tremendous start, 277, 290 out of the gates.
I thought she was going to bowl Missy parking block today, but ran into a few tough pairs down on the low end of the house this morning.
She did start up here on the high end for the first 2 games, so.
Great shot by Julia.
And it looks like she's comfortable once again from the get-go here. Question in the chat, why are pros allowed to bowl this tournament? Well, as part of the World Bowling Rules back in 2008, they opened up competition to professionals as well as amateurs, so this is for a spot to represent the United States in international competition, so to have the best of the best across the country.
Giselle, number 9 here over on 57 and 58. Giving herself a chance.
She connects. We'll make a slight adjustment in just a moment. She'll be up after Kayla Johnson goes up in the 10th. But professionals are allowed. They just are not eligible for the U.S. Amateur. So other than that, they can bowl for a spot on Team USA in hopes of representing their country.
Giselle is sitting in 6th overall of the U.S. Amateur standings. With a big game here, she puts the pressure on the girls above her. Stephanie Schwartz is in 5th, Lauren Hoffman 4th, Sydney Brummett 3rd, and Stephanie Zalava 2nd. And leading the way is Julia Bond.
All right, so we'll just adjust our main camera just a little bit. Don't have to push it too far. Giselle will be on 57. This is the 6th and final game of qualifying. Going to be exciting. Going to be a lot to figure out.
There's a lot of up and down here going on in the standings this morning.
We got a few players who actually are top 3 in the standings coming into today. Cindy Brummett, Kelly Kulik, and Missy Parkin all right around even. So they can catapult a bunch of spots in the standings if they're able.
Great shot by Erin McCarthy.
To connect. Erin, I believe, sitting in 5th now. We got a scrolling leaderboard, at least with the overall scores. Still waiting for the main document to upload. Sorry for the shaking of the camera there. Not as tall as I thought I was. Mr. Russo with the assist and helping get it move over just a bit. So we'll see Giselle Paz's 10th frame, looking for a 300 to wrap things up here. Would be the second of the day. Rebecca Gotterbarn of Garden City, New York. Starting things off with 300 today here on Bowl TV.
It's always nice to end the block with 300. You know, that's everybody's. Everybody wants to end the block with a big game.
That's all you can ask for. Shannon O'Keefe avoids disaster there. Here's Giselle, first shot of the 10th.
Oh,
Gets it.
Great shot. She's bowled great all week. Great shot by Kelly. Looks like she made a ball change after the first frame. Julia Bonds continuing where she left off this morning, down this high end of the house.
All right, Giselle just going to be up on the approach in a second here. We still got the scoreboards up for 53 and 54. That was Erin McCarthy destroying that rack. Here is Giselle, 11th shot.
Yeah, great shot by Giselle.
Just awesome.
She is putting the heat on a few bowlers above her, giving herself a chance.
And I can imagine it's hard not to take notice when someone's doing something like that. Obviously, the clap in the crowd giving into it.
Especially when you don't have a solid game going. She's putting the heat on Stephanie Schwartz and Lauren Hoffman. Stephanie Schwartz started 9 open, 8 spare, 8 spare, 9 spare strike. So, and they are 2 pins apart in the stand, 14 points apart in the standings. So, 14 points is not a lot of pins.
Going for 300, Giselle Pass. And 296. What a great run, though, to get to plus 165. Needed every bit of it. Now she gets to play the waiting game.
Blower 710 for Stephanie.
So an interesting note with Giselle, if you saw, she was actually wearing a Team Puerto Rico shirt. So Giselle does represent Puerto Rico as a part of their national team, but as a U.S. citizen, though, she is allowed to compete for the U.S. amateur title. So she is in the hunt for that, and that game might just put her into the cut.
Give her a chance, without a doubt.
That game got Shannon Pluhowski to plus 265, so that's the number everyone's chasing. Kayla Johnson plus 169, Giselle plus 165, Megan Kelly at plus 51. So they're all done there. So they get to wait and see now. Shannon O'Keefe first strike.
Another strike for Lauren Hoffman, giving herself a chance.
Yeah, Lauren's had a great week. Last year kind of made an impression for the first time. A lot of folks may not be familiar with Lauren, but she shot 300 last year here at Team Trials and has been in contention all week here. Is just a very good bowler, making a lot of big shots here throughout the course of these 5 days.
She's a collegiate standout for Sacred Heart University over on the Northeast.
All right, we have scores updated through 5. Shannon Pluhowski, we already know she's finished, but was at plus 222 to be leading the way. Shannon O'Keefe in second, plus 158, and Julia Bond, plus 140. Corrine Lieber, plus 124. Erin McCarthy, plus 121. Kayla Johnson, big final game, plus 113. She's going to jump up to plus 169. Caitlin Reth, plus 112. Rebecca Gotterbarn falls down a few spots, plus 106. Julie O'Grady, plus 103. Stephanie Zavala, plus 91. Overall, it is Shannon O'Keefe by 3 points. 43 total for her, ahead of Erin McCarthy, 46. Stephanie Zavala, 53. Julia Bond, 55. Kelly Kulik, 72. Sydney Brummett, 73. Stephanie Schwartz, 75. Brianna Cote, 82. Kayla Johnson and Shannon Pluhowski at 85 each. For the junior team at the moment, it would be Zavala, Schwartz, Brianna Klemmer, and Rebecca Gotterbarn. Lauren Pate is 15 points out of the final
And
spot.
Rebecca started this game 8 spare 3 batter, so holding off some late runs. Behind behind Lauren, is Kelly Bolesky and Jessica Malott for the 6th and 7th for a chance at maybe a selection later on this evening.
So looking at a few of the folks on our featured pair down at the around the even mark. Missy Parkin is in 49th. Kelly Kulik is in 45th. And Sydney Brummett in 47th.
Nice shot by Shannon.
So the big game out of Kelly or Sydney. They could jump 30 spots. That would get them right around the number, but they would pretty much in strikeout mode here for both of them.
As well as they've bowled all week, anything's possible. Definitely for Kelly and Sydney.
Well, this almost just seems like a Kelly Kulik type moment here.
Oh,
where
yeah, for sure.
she's done it so many times before where just hanging around the cut, and then does something amazing that only Kelly can do. And this would be a moment like that for her. See if she can finish out 269, her max.
Lauren Hoffman is 15 points out of the U.S. Amateur step ladder with a big game here. Forces Sydney to bowl 200 and above, so it's going to get interesting here on Bowl TV. Julia Bond starts with the front 5, sitting at plus 140. And in second for the amateur standings. And overall, she is in 4th behind Stephanie Zalava, Erin McCarthy, and Shannon O'Keefe.
All right, Erin McCarthy bounces back after the split in the 4th. Erin 3 points back. Currently in 5th place, so she would need to leapfrog Shannon, who's in 2nd, and have Shannon obviously then would drop a few spots, so that would change that. So McCarthy also and looking to win team trials. Kind of in must-strike mode. Of course, they get to watch you.
Rolls the 2-5 for a double. That's big. Big shot by Sydney.
That might be the hit there that turns this day around. She needs a big finish here.
This is one of the biggest tests of the mental game and taking it one shot at a time and not getting too far ahead of yourself.
Shannon converts the 2-4-5.
Shot by Josie. Shot 4 batter on the board.
Yeah, they are a few frames ahead of us on 51 and 52. Kelly delivers the double.
Kelly. Double for Erin McCarthy.
It's been a long week. This is game 30 out of 30. This is where these players need to dig deep, and they are doing that and then some here.
For sure, this is a test of mental strength and physical ability. You know, a lot of these women worked so hard to get to this point, and this is every bowler's dream to have a chance to bowl a big game or stay within the top to make Team USA.
By all accounts, Shannon Pluhowski is going to be our daily leader here on the 39-foot sole condition, plus 265, already in the books.
Great shot by Sydney. Three-batter.
Takes advantage of the nice hit in the 6 frame, turns it into 3 in a row. Looking to finish the day the right way.
Another strike for Josie. Recovered nicely after a 168 in game 5.
Yeah, she can get into the 250s this game. That would put her back at better than plus 100. McCarthy looking for 3 in a row.
It carries a 710. Great shot down the stretch. This is the most exciting part about Bowl TV, Aaron, is to be able to watch all these women and men, any bowler, to have a chance to make a run at a title or a cut. So this pays off the whole week. This is whatever all the bowlers work out for the whole week, just to give themselves a chance. Great shot by Kelly.
I feel I should just pencil her in at 269 right now. That's
wouldn't be a bad idea.
Kelly Kulik so many times back against the wall, needing a big game, big finish, and delivering. Rebecca Gotterbarn, a few pairs to our right. She has struck 5 out of 7 shots, 269 her max score. Started the day with 300.
Lauren Pate, after an early 3-batter, a bunch of spares in there, and caught a strike in the 8th frame.
She can get to 242 this game at plus 72.
That would hold off Kelly Kulik if she strikes out here. And Josie.
They're in the 10th frame, 1 pair to our left now. Missy getting that one all the way back. Danielle McCune can shoot 247. Lauren Hoffman at 248. Josie Ernest 259. Some struggles for Stephanie Schwartz. 171 her max score.
Great spare by Sydney. Just filling frames now. Julia Bond converts the 3-6, 9-10.
Definitely not a fun one to shoot at. Let's do some speculating, Matt, because speculating is fun.
Of course.
Kelly is at plus 8 at the moment, which is good for a 45th spot. If she shot 260 this game, be right around high plus 70, right around plus 80. Right now, that's 11th place, 12th place. That would be 30 pins right there, or 30 points.
Well, that one was in. Ooh.
Holds line, but we gotta see what everyone else is doing. We already got a few scores above what we see out there. Giselle Posset plus 165, Kayla Johnson plus 169. 7-pin not gonna fall out for Shannon there. She needs to find a way to get ahead of Kayla and Giselle. Save those 2 spots.
Kelly Blazeski finished with 260 to get her plus 109. And she is in the running for Junior Team USA here.
Nice shot from Brianna. So it looks like Julia is on pace to get ahead of that plus 169 number.
It does look like that way.
McCarthy definitely within range. Shannon O'Keefe can get to 212. That will get her ahead of both of those, but she can't. She's got through the last 4 to get ahead of them.
Josie converts first one of the 10th. Big shot.
Sydney asking for that to hold, and 3-6-10 in the 9th frame.
Back on track for Julia.
Big shot here for Erin McCarthy, setting up the foundation frame. 4 in a row, looking for 5. This might be Team Trials winning moment. Great shot, splits the 8-9.
Erin McCarthy is in second. 3 points behind Shannon O'Keefe. And is looking to make a run here and taking her in the standings. Andrew Henderson is sitting next to my right and has been sitting behind Erin McCarthy all week. So you can hear him cheering every time Erin lets go of that ball.
Big shot here for Shannon O'Keefe. Must strike situation and leaves the 10, so she's going to drop at least 2 spots in the standings after that. Max 201 would get her to plus 159, so she got passed by Kayla Johnson and Giselle Pass.
With Shannon not carrying 10 in the 9th, gives Erin a really good chance to take over the lead in the final game. Erin McCarthy sitting in 5th right now at plus 121. Shannon O'Keefe is sitting in 2nd at plus 158.
Kelly Kulik delivers another one. She's going to be probably the toughest to calculate out of this whole group as far as how many spots she's going to jump, but putting herself in position to make that run and possibly earn that title in the final game here, game 30.
Kelly Kulik, she has 72 points and a prediction of moving her up 30 spots. That could give her Erin McCarthy a run for winning Team Trials. An exciting 10th frame coming down here live on Bowl TV.
Yeah, this is it, folks. This is 9th, 10th frame, everything on the line.
Big shot from Missy.
Trying to secure an automatic spot.
As well.
It's going to be a lot to figure out. We're going to do our best to get it to you quickly here. Nice shot there by Stephanie.
I believe it is safe to say Stephanie Zalava will be in the amateur stepladder.
Big game for her. Even spare strike here, 2-teen, probably not going to hurt the position too much. So I would agree with that. Same for Julia Bond. Strong finish here. For others, the waiting game now in place. Missy Parkin, Sydney Brummett. Missy with a big finish here. Can still get to 247.
The waiting game is the hardest part. Last year, the women only had to wait till after their squad. This year, they have to wait till after the men's block.
That's true for the
I know, it's really close. Andrew Anderson just looked at me and said, this might be the most epic finish to Team Trials here. And I'd have to agree with that.
It's like I said, Kelly's is going to be probably
the hardest
to calculate. at just +8. She's going to move up a bunch of spots regardless. The question is, will it be enough? Can Erin McCarthy finish this out? She can get to... Corinne Lieber is going to drop a spot. So the big goal for Erin to get ahead of Kayla Johnson and Giselle Pass. She can shoot .255 this game. That would get her to +176. So this first hit, humongous in the 10th for her.
This first hit could give her the title here. It comes down. It looks like it comes down to her and Kelly Kulik.
Julia Bond playing the wild card in this situation.
Rebecca Dotterbarn just rechurched in the 10th here. That's huge.
She did have the chance to shoot .269. Going to drop Kelly Kulik, 10th frame.
Oh,
gets it,
great shot by
mixes.
Kelly. Aaron Smith calling the shots from the 4th frame, saying Kelly was going to strike out here. Penciled her in at .269, so we'll see what happens.
Not going to call any lottery numbers anytime soon, though. Shannon O'Keefe just not finding the right look this game.
That was a huge shot for Aaron that Shannon didn't strike out here. Going to put her at 190 possible at +148. Here goes Erin McCarthy. First strike's a big one.
Definitely needs it.
Oh,
what a
dead
shot.
flush. Absolutely perfect. Erin McCarthy sitting at +121. Has a chance for .255. 2 points behind Shannon O'Keefe here. She will get a round, Shannon O'Keefe, this game. I believe Erin McCarthy got picked last year for the women's team. This year she looks like she's going to bowl her way on, and
Definitely going to bowl her way on. Just a matter if she's going to the World Cup. Kelly Kulik.
ring 10.
Will that be the difference here? Going to get to +66 with the conversion. McCarthy's in the 240s. That one's going to have to hustle. 7.
Well, 241 here gives her +162, which is enough to get around Shannon O'Keefe.
Will it be enough? To seal the deal. Kelly Kulik, 258 to get to +66.
A double in the 10th would have gotten her around Rebecca Dotterbarn. Oh, it did. She is now past Rebecca Dotterbarn as well. Rebecca sitting at +136. Got the heart too.
The heart too, yeah. Not the way she planned it, but 241 +162. It's going to be close. Erin McCarthy makes up the difference to jump a spot at least ahead of Shannon O'Keefe, but Kelly Kulik, where's she at? And
Kelly
not getting ahead of
Kulik
Kayla Johnson and Giselle Pass. She would have got that second shot in the 10th.
Is sitting with 72 points here. Looks like she will remain in one spot off of Team USA here, depending on what Stephanie Zalava gets to.
Julia Bond going to compete for the U.S. Amateur title here.
Oh,
She is going to...
Julia Bond is sitting at +140.
Stephanie Zavala is going to be a member of Junior Team USA.
And possibly the women's team.
Possibly the women's team through the U.S. Amateurs.
She
Looking
will
like
get passed by Julia Bond here and possibly Kelly Kulik.
So now the waiting game, as cruel as it is,
bid shot here for Julia.
Got the first one in the 10th. She is going to move into second in the block unless there's someone outside of these feature pairs who had a big day. That's also one of the big keys here. Not sure what everyone else is doing as far as possibly a big number.
That gets Stephanie a plus 106. Secured her spot on Junior Team USA.
Final shot here from Julia Bond. She's going to be second on the day, barring any big scores from across the field. Nice 252 to get to plus 192. So from going to be too hard to tell, and Matt, I don't think we'll be able to call it here on Bowl TV. We're going to have to wait and see and make sure all the calculations are correct. But at the moment, based off of what we know, Shampluhowski led the squad plus 265, Julia Bond in second plus 92, Kayla Johnson plus 169, Giselle Pass plus 165, Erin McCarthy plus 162, and Shayna O'Keefe plus 158. So Shayna O'Keefe might be able to hold off Missy Parkin here, but we'll have to wait and see about
everybody
Kelly
else.
Kulik. Definitely the wild card here. We'll see if that hit cost her or not, but we're going to have to wait and find out a little bit later. Be sure to check out the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. As soon as we know who made the team and who won, there's going to be a breaking announcement on there, on Twitter as well, at USBC. Too close to call right now, but definitely fun to figure it out. We'll see if those hits were the difference or not. Mr. Russo, I know you got to prepare for some bowling, so best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you here Game 6, and thanks for joining us here once again.
Thank you for having me.
All right, folks. Matt Russo joining us once again. I'm Aaron Smith. What a final round. We're going to calculate, make sure everything's right. I'm going to call it a day here on Bowl TV, but once again, the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook, Twitter, breaking news coming soon. We'll announce the women's team and junior team in just a few moments. So I'm Aaron Smith for Matt Russo. Jason Thomas doing his thing all week. We're going to sign off. The men's squad starts 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 local time here in Henderson. Thanks again for joining us here on Bowl TV.